What's going on, everybody? It's Nick Kosko here with another edition of our Jersey Flight interview series. Pleased to be joined now by defensive back Dwayne Hollis, new to the Jersey Flight family as well. Dwayne, just want to thank you for joining me, man, and just wanted to start out, how have you been doing over the past year? Obviously, no season in 2020 due to the COVID-19 pandemic, but how have you been doing over the past year, and what have you been doing to prepare for a brand new National Arena League season?
Well, I've been fine. I'm just, keeping in shape. I really got back into the fold because I kind of hurt myself when I was with the Soul. I had a little partial torn shoulder, so I was rehabbing that for that year anyway. So kind of worked out a little bit for me. Everything's been really copacetic. The pandemic really hasn't affected me like that. That whole year I was able to, venture off into different avenues and look at different type of income streams and things like that. So it was kind of a good, bad thing.
What have you been able to do over the past year outside of football? I mean, what are those outside interests for you? And just give the fans a little bit insight to what you do off the field.
Yeah, I started looking at different stocks, the stock market, different cryptocurrencies, and try to invest in that, things like that. Just some miscellaneous things, maybe train a little bit, but nothing too crazy. I just been doing a lot of research, basically.
Awesome. Glad to hear it. So now that the season is right around the corner, so to speak, with the spring coming up, of course, the calendar just turned to February, and
right.
season's coming in a couple months, and it's the NAL is back here again. That it kind of stunk that the season didn't happen last year, among a lot of other things.
Right.
What made you decide to sign with the Jersey Flight? Of course, people know you from the Philadelphia Soul. So what made you decide to come into this league and join the Trenton community?
Well, it was a good fit for me just because of where I'm living. I live in Philly right now, so Trenton just made the most sense. And I kind of got that urge, that itch back to start playing again. So, and then I had a couple teammates on the team as well, so that made it a good thing. And also the D coordinator, I played against him, so I know he's a pretty smart guy. So we can we can work some things out.
Now you just mentioned you got the itch to play again. Was there a time after your last season with the Soul a couple years ago? And of course, with everybody not playing last year, any football around, especially in the National Arena League, I mean, did you lose any type of desire to play football again, or did the time off kind of just re-energize you to come back for 2021?
It re-energized me just because I also had last 2019, I played in the AAF as well. So that league had folded as well before. So I'm like, dang, both leagues have folded. Like, what's going on? So I was like, all right, I was a little frustrated, but I got that year off, got to, rehab a little bit. I was like, okay. It started coming back. I was like, yeah, I'm ready to get back to it. Ready to get back to that competition.
So people, I just mentioned before, people pretty much know you if they followed arena football or the National Arena League or any of these leagues. If they follow them throughout the years, they know you from the Philadelphia Soul. Of course, now you come into the NAL. If people don't know too much about you, I mean, you're obviously playing at you've played at a very high level over the past couple of years. You were all arena at one point, a couple of times as well. You have championship experience. So how do you plan on transitioning that to a new league and this new team here in 2021?
Well, it's all based on mindset and what you do before the games. I feel like the games are normally won before you even go into the game. Like, I do a lot of film studying, so I can help and mentor the younger guys and show them how to watch film, what to watch for, things like that. Like what teams like to do on third and fourth downs, what type of offense are they, three-step, what are they comfortable with on the other side of the ball, and try to take those things away from them and make them beat you doing something they're not used to.
Now, I just mentioned before that you've been one of the best at your position, at the defensive back position, within this type of game of football where you play. You're basically, there's no free safeties that are kind of playing center field. It's basically man-to-man coverage for the most part throughout this game. So, I mean, being the best at your position for a number of years now, I mean, do you feel any extra pressure knowing that you're playing for a new team this year, new league here in the NAL? I mean, do you feel that, or you just feel like, you know what, I had a year off and now it's time to go again?
I really don't really believe in too much pressure. It's just at the end of the day, is a game that I've been playing. Well, not exactly arena, but football I've been playing since I've been about 6 years old. So it's like pressure is a single mom trying to put food on her son's plate or something like that. That's pressure. That's a different type of pressure. Football is just fun, relax, and I mean, I feel like I'm good at it. So I mean, I just go out there and play my game.
Now, just moving on here, with the flight, you just mentioned before, you have some of your old teammates with you
Right.
in this new organization. Did that attract you as well? Because I know, I mean, the Trenton area is very big into local football, whether it be high school or the youth level. Obviously, flight fans are a big part of what makes this team special in the NAL. Knowing that the team moved to the NAL, of course, the other year. I mean,
Right.
did playing with your some of your old teammates that also attract you to coming here for this new season?
Yeah, that's always attractive because they know what it takes to get to the championship and actually win it. You can't ever teach experience, you know. Also, Warren Smith was in my ear a lot. We actually played in the flag football tournament together in AC earlier last year. So he was like, "Man, you should come out." You know, I was like, "I don't know, man. I'll let you. I'll let you know." So he just kept hitting me up. I was like, I mean, then I started thinking about it. I was like, I mean, it's only 40 minutes away. I can still do what I do in the Philadelphia area, and I can commute if I need to, or I can stay up there whenever I need to, just in case like some guys want to watch some film or something, need help on some things. Shoot, I might need help on some things. You always can learn, you know.
You just mentioned how it's kind of an easy commute. Again, 40 minutes is 40 minutes, so it could be good. It could be good some days and bad on other days as well. But you mentioned, doing stuff for your community in the Philadelphia area. But then is it easy to transition some of those community things and help out with the team's community standards in Trenton as well? As I feel like Trenton and Philadelphia seem like they're very connected in terms of what they want to do on a local scene, and give back to their communities. I mean, does that appeal to you as well with this organization?
Of course, especially we did a whole bunch of different appearances, different places, whether it be a Salvation Army, Boys and Girls Club, just might go to just a community day and just teach the game of football, make sure we teach them that. But at the end of the day, then we just there's a lot of people looking up to you that you don't even realize that they are, and I mean to give an impact back to the community is always a plus.
I wanted to circle back to something you said because you mentioned quarterback Warren Smith, who he's played in this league and in other leagues as well. You've obviously known him for a number of years now.
Right.
Him being a Jersey guy, it was easy for him to come up to just go a little bit further north to Trenton to play for the Flight when he signed on last year, of course, before the season was canceled, but coming back this year. And you mentioned he got into your ear about convincing you to come to Trenton. What were those conversations like, considering you guys were playing flag football out there and you guys play on opposite sides of the ball? So that must have been very interesting.
I played against Warren since I first got into the league. I just he's a smart guy. He gets the ball out. He's accurate. That was another key component. I was like, oh, good quarterback. It's always good to go to a good quarterback. Points getting on the board, so you can take a little bit more chances on defense. That's always a plus. But yeah, he'll normally I'll post a workout video. He was like, hey man, come play with us, man. Man, we got a good team, man. Just come on, man. I love to play on the same team as you. I was like, I just kept shrugging it off. All right. Then I started getting that issue. I was like, all right, let's do it. Because it just made the most sense for me to play out here. I stay out here. So I didn't really want to travel too much because I'm pretty good in this area now. I still met a couple people. So good opportunities out here. So I didn't really want to leave.
So now that you're back within the area, of course, you're suiting up for the Jersey flight this season. Warren got you to join as well. I've asked this to a couple of guys, going.
Also,
Go ahead.
Keith got put a little bug in my ear too. So
Yeah, Keith knew.
that's my
I would imagine, even though he's on the offensive side as well, I would imagine he wanted to, drag you over to Trenton as well.
Right. That's my guy, though.
Going back to what I was saying, I've asked this to a couple of guys. Keith and Warren, of course, over the past year plus now, dating back to last year before the NAL decided to close its doors for at least the time being during the pandemic last year.
Right.
But this team, at least on paper, going back to last year, even with a little bit of turnover coming into heading into training camp this season, there seems to be a lot of veterans on this team, some young bucks as well, but it looks like a big-time championship NAL football team on paper. I mean, what do you make of that? And obviously, considering your pedigree being added to the roster, I mean, do you feel like it's championship or bust, or do you try to keep that out of your brain until you go, practice to practice and week to week?
It's always championship or bust with me anyway. That's just my mindset. But you also just embrace the whole journey, though. You don't really look too far. You just want to make sure you put yourself in a place where you can have a chance at the big game. So first things first, make the playoffs. You can't think about championship if you can't make the playoffs, but just take it game by game and just really, there's no pressure. You take it 1 week at a time, go 1-0 each week, and then you'll be in the playoff and you have an opportunity to play in, for that chip.
Now, I'll leave you here with this one. Do you have a message for these flight fans who've been eagerly awaiting the return of football in the Trenton area for basically 2 years now? And I can imagine if you nab a interception or a pick six, and you're going to be high-fiving some fans down the sideline across the boards,
right.
I feel like.
Oh, of course. I'm dancing. I'm going to the middle of the field. I'm dancing. So my message is come out. It's going to be a great time, and get your popcorn ready.
I like it. Get your popcorn ready. Little TO reference. I would imagine if you have a TO reference, you definitely have a couple of touchdown celebrations in store for us if you score on defense, right?
Oh yeah.
We'll keep those under wraps until the season starts, though.
Yeah. I'm gonna have fun with it. Definitely.
Well, we cannot wait. We love your energy. Of course, the fans are going to love your energy as well when we see you on the field. So, Dwayne, thanks for joining me, man. I can't wait to be broadcasting your games this season, and obviously seeing you on the field, and obviously broadcasting you when you're not going against a team that I'll be broadcasting for. So glad you're on my side, so to speak, for once.
Right. Well,
right.
Appreciate you having me on.
I appreciate it. That's Dwayne Hollis. I am Nick Kosko saying so long. We will see you next time for our next edition of this Jersey Flight interview series, leading you up to training camp and, of course, the kickoff to the 2021 NAL football season.